Police raiding criminal networks linked to major rival biker clubs were pretty sure they'd find guns and other contraband inside. They weren't expecting a stash of grenades and grenade launchers, though, especially since this is in Canada. But there they were, box after box of military-style grenades ready to go in padded cases. They tested them to make sure. Yep, they go boom. The discovery sent investigators scrambling to see if these were munitions diverted from the armed forces into the black market. The mob reporter here with news of the end of a large police probe that netted 4 separate criminal organizations in southwestern Ontario, one linked to the Outlaws Motorcycle Club and another to the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. Let me tell you about it. Southwestern Ontario is a large area of cities dotting agricultural land, stretching from west of Toronto across to Canada's border with the United States at Detroit. The Detroit-Windsor border crossing is where many of the illegal guns in Canada come from, smuggled in from gun-rich America. The Ontario Provincial Police's Biker Enforcement Unit coordinated simultaneous raids last week in what police call Project Weaver, focused on the area around 2 cities, Brantford, about 60 miles west of Toronto, and London, a further 60 miles along the highway. There were 2 criminal networks in each city. One was directly linked by police to the Outlaws MC, a storied one-percenter biker club formed in the suburbs of Chicago in 1935. Their first chapter outside of the United States was in Ontario in 1977. A probationary vest for the Outlaws was seized by police in London. At least 2 of the 5 people arrested there are known as members of the London chapter of the Outlaws, including its past president, Brian Daigneault, 44, who faces 12 charges, including weapons trafficking and drug trafficking. Daigneault is known by the nickname Big Red. On one hand, it makes sense given his size, at 6'3" and 450 pounds, and his ginger beard. Still, it's a curious nickname for an Outlaws leader who has allegedly been in the thick of battles with the Hells Angels, a club that is often called the Big Red Machine. The Outlaws have a long, fierce rivalry with the Hells Angels. The feud that started in the United States has followed the 2 clubs to Canada. Another of the networks, one of the 2 based in Brantford, has connections to the Hells Angels, but not as explicitly as the Outlaws link. One of the 2 arrested in the probe of that network is Jamie Hill, 31. His social media presence places him in the Angels' orbit, but not as a member. His Facebook profile, for instance, shows him wearing a t-shirt with distinctive lettering that reads "Support Your Local Red and White," which is the club's prominent nickname in biker culture. Hill faces 23 charges, including weapon and drug trafficking. There was a time when Ontario was largely considered Outlaws territory and neighboring Quebec Hells Angels territory, but that's no longer the case. Ontario has become a patchwork of red and black. Their grenades were discovered in one of the Brantford raids, but not from the network Hill is alleged to be part of. This stash, police allege, was linked to Sean Sutherland, 32, of Hamilton, Ontario, who faces 126 charges, and Brandon Spalding, 31, of Brantford, who faces 50 charges. Among the charges both men face are possession of explosives and weapons trafficking. The Project Weaver investigation began in September 2020 when police learned of significant gun and drug trafficking activities that had been going on for at least a year. Their investigation led to these 4 distinct networks, some of which interacted and some of which had 0 connection to the others. That's likely a nod to the rivalry between the Outlaws and the Hells Angels. They're not going to be working together. All told, there were 10 people arrested after 11 search warrant raids in 7 different cities and towns. Police said 31 guns of various types were seized, along with 2 grenade launchers, 81 grenades, 3 explosive projectiles, more than 10 kilos of cocaine, and 216 pounds of illegal cannabis, 5 pounds of hash, 36 pounds of magic mushrooms, 22 other prohibited devices, and close to $150,000 in cash in both US and Canadian currencies. Police are tracing the origins of the guns and their grenades. Investigators with the Canadian military have confirmed the grenades are not, in fact, purloined military munitions. They're just made to look like it. Police won't say where they came from yet. As for the handguns and long guns, some have already been traced. Some of them came across the border from the United States, and others were sourced domestically. Police also seized 8 vehicles, but none of them were motorcycles. It's still winter in Canada after all. Thanks for watching.